Hello, everyone. Ian Ileana here. Another day in Los Angeles. I have to say, it's definitely a very Los Angeles day because after the fiasco of yesterday's breakfast, where I was in a locked room with a woman, I have PTSD from military sexual trauma, so that was highly stressful for me. I've gone to the breakfast room and just men today. Just men. And I thought that I was okay because she didn't sexually assault me or even talk to me or glance in my direction. She did nothing. She did nothing. But I tried to consider eating and I just didn't want to eat. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to sit down. I'm just turned off food completely. Completely today. I'm still traumatized. And she didn't do anything, but I'm still traumatized. That's the level of PTSD that I have. I just feel uncomfortable and bit of an update. I'm still homeless. I mean, I've been homeless for maybe 6 months now, 5 to 6 months of homelessness. And normally it doesn't bother me. It doesn't. I don't know why things went completely wrong this month. If that white woman just hadn't put her arm around me, I might have been in a completely different situation. I might have been in a completely different situation. What is the end goal to this? What is it? Because if it's trying to force me into a shelter, I guess that's gonna happen. I try to delay it as much as I can, but I that's just what the future is. That's just what the future is. I just left the breakfast room, and I have to say the casting. What the fuck is this? This is fucking Los Angeles bullshit. I can't even show you because I mean, people deserve their privacy. But the dude that was there, older than maybe I am, handicapped like I am, and obviously he's supposed to be a facsimile for me. But I see him and he's got the wild hair. He kind of looks like me, but not exactly like me. And the boss outside has a giant sign on it that says Holmes. And I get to a certain degree that because I'm gay and I don't have kids and I don't have a wife or pretty much family or anything, that is a future. A future. But it doesn't have to be that way. This is the worst month that I've had to deal with in a fucking long time. Oh, just the worst month. But it's a bad month. Next month can be completely different. And because I'm being forced to, I guess I will find some sort of semi permanent or permanent housing instead of hopping from place to place, thanks to what I can only describe as federal meddling. Elvin, sorry, 11. I've been watching Lord of the Rings for a while now. Anyway, thank you for coming by. Thank you for the hello. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the revolution. Normally, I talk about socialism and nutrition, public health. And isn't that what this is about? That that's what's going on here. If I'm being honest, we have a lack of options in America for people. On a certain level, it's supposed to be build a castle, find a castle, just live like that. Apartments are castles. You don't see it that way, but it's a bunch of people living together in one building. It's a castle, but it's not treated as such. Most of those castles don't have security. Most of those castles do not have a unified mission. And maybe that's what we've been missing. We've been missing a purpose in life besides get food, get shelter, get food, get shelter, get food, get shelter. I read a lot of books. I guess I'm a person who's more interested in a book than television these days. There's so much more out there. There's so much more to do and experience. And here we are in this situation, like myself, where that cycle of get up, get food, go to sleep, that just saturates our life. It's all that we are, it's all that we do. I want to break the cycle of that. I really do. But it's hard. It's hard to do that by yourself. It's hard to find another way, but there has to be. There has to be another way because this is not it. This is not it. It took everything I had to just give myself a few more days. Just a few more days to come up with something, figure something out. All that I figured out is that this situation, all of it, is fucking bullshit. As much as I'm suffering right now, there are other people who suffer. They suffer worse than I do. This idea of homelessness in America is appalling to me. It's appalling because I see our president, past presidents, they give a lot of foreign aid. A lot of foreign aid. Yeah, it maybe stabilizes the countries that we need to stabilize, but if that charity doesn't start at home, if that charity doesn't start here, then what is the point of our government? What is the point? I mean, I'm not exactly Captain Anarchy, but when I think of what we need in society, it's a different path. Hello there, Elijah. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the revolution. My name is Ian Leona. I talk about socialism. How are you doing? As you can tell from what I'm wearing, just, I'm just not well. I'm doing terribly. I'm homeless. I'm poor. I can barely support myself. Barely support myself right now. And normally that isn't an issue, but this month has been the worst month. I'm sorry. Thank you for saying that. It's nice to know that even on the internet, someone can show compassion. I'm so upset today that I couldn't eat. I couldn't eat because all I can think is I just feel so defeated and alone in this. And I'm okay with being alone. I'm okay with being self supportive. Like pussycat dolls, I don't need a man. But the reason why I'm on YouTube today is not to complain about my problems, but to say everyone has problems. Everyone has problems. The reason why we all have problems, it's because we don't talk to each other. We don't share burdens. I spoke earlier about, oh my God, there was a person who was handicapped like me just trying to get breakfast. And I was just like, what great acting, what great casting. I say that because you are the hero of your own story. The hero. Like you can save yourself and you can save other people. You just don't think of it that way because sometimes it takes a little bit of effort, sometimes it takes a little bit of empathy. Okay, I understand what you're saying. I'm not exactly Captain Anarchy, but I like the idea that maybe someday people think of material wealth as shared wealth. You like this outfit? Borrow the outfit. I'm not going to wear it every single day. You need a place to stay? Maybe share the space, split it in half. I don't care. Put a smile on your face and enjoy the rest of the day. Maybe some luck will happen. Maybe, maybe. But for right now, right now, I'm just gonna say that I'm so exhausted. I'm so just down into the whole video game thing that I normally do, but I might have to play some video games. I might have to. I mean, at this point, I'm just too fucking stressed. When we help each other, these problems that we have just melt away. They just melt away. We struggle because we struggle apart. We don't struggle together. If we struggle together, we don't struggle. There's so many food banks, there's so many shelters and housing programs already. No one really has to struggle. No one really does. It's not the worst thing in the world to live in a shelter. I've lived in a shelter several times in my life. Was every shelter perfect? No. Do I want to go to a shelter now? No. I may not be able to put a smile on my face right now, but I want to thank the people who did come into the channel today to try and cheer me up, even though they didn't even know me. Thank you. Thank you so much. It means a lot. As much as I want to stress out over things, a week is a very, very long time when you're homeless. So for a week, maybe calm down, relax, and just think to myself that this is the worst month, but it's only 1 month out of the year. Next month can be so much better. Next week could be so much better. You never know. My name is Ian Iliona. I'm an environmentalist. I'm a human rights activist. I'm a mutant ambassador, and I guess I have to do more with that because there are people struggling all over the planet, and the United Nations doesn't seem to want to care, doesn't want to do anything. They throw money at the issue, and they have, humanitarian missions, but the mission should be unification, globalization, common goals. We need to put people on Mars. We need to put people in space. We need to get people out of cities. Yes. As I take a moment to speak on this issue, the cities that we have, the things that we all flock to, they are built on decay, rot, and corruption. You look at something like a sewer system, and nobody ever wants to talk about that. It's not sexy news. But every time it rains and they never clear it out, all that sewage just goes straight onto the sidewalk, straight onto your shoes, into your feet, all of it. We have this idea of public goods, buildings, and resources that we say, you know what, in order to keep this community running the way that we like, we have those as things that you can't put a monetary value on, but we need. We don't think of the sewer system that way. We don't think of roads that way. When a road has a pothole, and by the way, they pave the roads currently here, and I saw another asphalt truck. Your times are numbered. Your time is numbered, my friend. Because I believe in change.org/clear LA smog. It's this petition that I have to basically change the roads because it's patchwork. Every time that they decide to repair the road, they just pave over the old road instead of saying, no, you need a new road. You need a new road that lasts for longer. You need a new road that is heated sidewalk. You need a new road that has raised sidewalk. Number one, because it protects the people who walk on it, and two, it encourages them to pick up the damn feet. Something that is super important because people don't realize that the way you walk is often determined by the quality of the road. So if you had a raised sidewalk, you'd have to move a little differently, recruit more muscle, balance, but you'd be stronger for it. You'd be healthier for it. These are the things I think of. But cities don't want to change. They don't. They kind of like the brokenness because then they have an issue that they can bring up and people go, here, here. Yeah, yeah. I'm completely for that. Yeah, repair those roads. But then the next term they leave the roads as they are. So what if we left the cities? What if we moved into towns again? Keep it local. Well, then you have some leeway. Maybe you have some knowledge. Maybe you start saying, I think we kind of have to abandon roads. We have to abandon cars. We have to abandon all of this in order to move forward as a society, as a species. We have to learn what we are and what we are not. Some of us have ancestral pulls to be nomads, to roam the earth and explore. Some of us have the idea of settle, hunker down, burrow. We may have left being just a regular mammal behind, but that does not mean that some of those traits aren't ingrained in us. The idea of building little anthills. And isn't that what a city really is? It's just that it's above ground. We need to move past cars. We we have to get past cars. There are a lot of geniuses out there, but not even the United Nations is proposing this. What would the world look like if we moved past cars? If we started talking to people and say, do you really need a car? Some people like it as a convenience. Well, I can go pick up groceries when I want. I can visit a friend if I want. But no one actually presses them and says, do you know that you can have that delivered? Do you know that you can actually save money by getting recurring deliveries or maybe even just abandoning the whole idea of impulse buying that these supermarkets have been capitalizing on for years? For years, they have pretty much gathered food in one location so that when you go in there, your eyes are more hungry than your stomach is. So your belly might say, yeah, I want this food, I want that food, but your eyes might say, but yeah, but I want that for later, or I want this for now. I can't wait, I can't wait. But what if you took the or completely away? and you just said, I have a grocery list. I bought the things on the grocery list. They arrived. I have food. Do I really need to window shop? And then when you start explaining that to people, they say, oh, well, like I said, didn't really need the car. I guess being a motorist isn't as important in my life. Maybe I have other things that I am passionate about. And then I save a lot of money from sinking it into a vehicle that is inherently dangerous, pollutes the environment, and keeps you from truly enjoying your life. What America misses out on sometimes is the joy of walking, the joy of being in your body and enjoying life, sometimes at a slower pace. People would saddle a horse and they'd gallop and they would say, oh my God, the rush of it, the rush. But then when you're going across the plain and some gopher or rabbit has a hole or a hatch or something right underneath your horse's foot, your horse might take a stumble, might throw you. And then you say, what was the rush? We're so connected now. We're so connected to everything and everyone that it's a step backward. It's a step backward to think of cars when the future is always going to be robots and automation. Picture an apartment building that literally has a restaurant in it, but a different kind of restaurant because it's the restaurant of you. So you 3D print, 3D cook your meals right then and there. You have pure carbon, pure protein delivered. It's shaped how you want. You want tofu cube style, you want patty style, you want strip style, fine. But that is the future. We keep talking about, oh, we'll fix the environment when, we get around to it. But we never get around to it. The environment is the most important issue that we have, and nobody wants to talk about it. Because they always say, well, someone will come up with something and, it'll solve all of it. All of it? We have the solution. The solution has always been robots, 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 robot cars. How would you feel if you ordered something like, I hate to use it as an example, but yeah, a cup of coffee. I will use like, coffee bean and tea leaf, whatever. You order it from Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf. Now, normally, I guess you would get in your car and you would go all the way there. Well, What if an automated car drove up to that building, and maybe not even a person, maybe just a robot, loaded that car with your beverage, and then the car is completely empty, but it drives all the way to you, and you take your beverage from that car. The car can be solar powered, the car can be electric, but that car would save so many lives if it was designed that way. Now, when I say abandon cars, I don't say abandon the wheel completely. But what if we did? What if instead of a car, it was an automated drone? We're heading in that direction anyway. Do we want to see these things as the savior of humanity? I think we kind of need to. I think we need to change the framework that we decide to run our lives. We've been running our lives with the idea that everything must be done by a human. And you think that way, you're missing out on so much. Let robots win. As a socialist, I think about the plight of the proletariat, the plight of the working man, who toils and toils and toils until his body is broken, his spirit is broken, his family lies in tatters all around him. But what if his burden was the robot's burden? Wouldn't you feel free? Wouldn't you feel loved and supported for once? When I was in California, I used to try and wear the coolest outfits that I could possibly find and design cool outfits. But then there was also a part of me that says, you don't need to do that. You don't need to be cool. Like, you just need to rest and relax. And as much as I'm still shaking with anxiety from yesterday and the PTSD triggered event where nothing happened, but I have PTSD. So whether or not something happened, I was still going to have PTSD effects because that's what it means when you have military sexual trauma. You can have a perfectly good day, and the flashbacks, the intrusive thoughts of, is this person going to attack me? Is that person going to attack me? Or remember that when someone attacked you, rest and relaxation. Focus on your family. You can do that when you just let robots win. My name is Ian Iliona. I'm a mutant. I'm a werewolf. I hope to see you on the next podcast.